Two operations, two fronts, one objective. In the sky, fighter jets take off with deadly payloads. On the ground, forces move under the cover of darkness, heading toward enemy defensive lines. This is not just an attack. This is a coordinated operation designed to cripple the enemy from two directions at once. Precision strikes from the Air Force and a ground offensive from mechanized troops, both happening almost simultaneously. Both targeting weak points in Ukrainian defenses, and both delivered results. This is the full report. Before we talk about the strikes, we need to talk about intelligence. Because without accurate intelligence, precision strikes are just blind fire. In this operation, reconnaissance and counterintelligence played a decisive role. Enemy positions were identified, their supply routes were mapped, their drone control centers were detected. This information was then processed, analyzed, and translated into coordinates ready to be hit. This is where it all began. The Russian aerospace forces, known as VKS, were the tip of the spear in the first operation. Their primary targets were clear: disrupt enemy logistics and destroy Ukrainian drone control systems. Why these two targets? Because logistics is the lifeline of war. Without ammunition, without fuel, without food, frontline troops won't last long. And drones? Drones are the enemy's eyes in the sky. Without drones, Ukraine loses reconnaissance and long-range strike capabilities. By hitting these two sectors, VKS effectively blinded and paralyzed the enemy. Two types of munitions were deployed. First, the FAB-250 with UMPK guidance kit, a 250-kilogram bomb modernized with a precision guidance system capable of hitting targets with high accuracy even from long range. Second, the LMUR missile, a lightweight air-to-ground missile designed specifically for high-value targets like command posts and control centers. Two munitions used interchangeably depending on the target type. Now, the results. In Donetsk, a temporary base of the Ukrainian 63rd Mechanized Brigade was hit. 5 FAB-250 bombs dropped on the location. Total destruction. In Boldyarevka, the base of the 104th Territorial Defense Brigade was struck. 4 FAB-250 bombs obliterated their position. And in Porozhok, the drone control center of the 119th Territorial Defense Brigade became the target. A single LMUR missile struck the location. Their command system crippled instantly. 3 strikes, 3 different locations, all successful. What makes this operation remarkable is not just the results, but how it was executed. Every strike was planned based on solid intelligence. Enemy positions were not just known, but studied. Timing, direction, and munition types were adjusted to match each target's conditions. This is what separates precision strikes from conventional attacks. It's not about how big the bomb is, it's about how accurately it lands. While fighter jets were still operating in the sky, on the ground, another operation was unfolding. Vostok Group launched a large-scale ground offensive. Assault units from the 36th Motor Rifle Brigade, part of the 29th Guards Combined Arms Army, moved north of Kommunarovka. Their target? The village of Novoye Pole. Why Novoye Pole matters? Because of its strategic location. This village sits on the route between Zaporizhzhia and Dnipropetrovsk. Capturing it means opening a path to push further into Ukrainian territory. Russian forces advanced with armored vehicle support. They broke through prepared Ukrainian defensive lines. The fighting was intense. Ukraine resisted fiercely. But the pressure from Vostok forces was overwhelming. Eventually, Ukrainian defenses collapsed. Vostok forces secured Novoye Pole. But securing it wasn't enough. They conducted a thorough clearing operation. More than 100 buildings inside the village were checked and cleared of enemy resistance. This is not an easy task. Clearing an urban area from hidden enemies takes time and precision. Every house, every building could be a hiding spot or a trap. But Vostok forces did it effectively. Now, who were they facing in Novoye Pole? The Ukrainian 82nd Air Assault Brigade, an elite unit, trained for rapid combat and airborne operations. But this time, they couldn't hold their ground. The pressure was too heavy. Their coordination was disrupted, likely because of the earlier airstrikes that had crippled their drone control systems. The result? Ukrainian losses were severe. One company of personnel killed or wounded. That's approximately 80 to 150 soldiers. 7 armored vehicles destroyed, including personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles. 11 tactical vehicles burned to the ground, vehicles used for logistics and troop mobility. 4 ground robotic systems neutralized. Ukraine has been using ground robots for dangerous missions. This time, 4 units were destroyed. And most significantly, more than 20 heavy Baba Yaga-type drones were shot down. Baba Yaga, for those who don't know, is the nickname for heavy drones used by Ukraine. These drones are typically modified from civilian models and used to drop bombs or grenades on enemy positions. Losing more than 20 Baba Yaga units is a major blow to Ukraine's long-range strike capability. It means that for some time ahead, they will struggle to launch drone attacks on Russian positions. After the fighting ends, let's look at the bigger picture. What is the impact of these 2 operations on the overall conflict? First, from the air perspective, Ukraine lost 3 critical positions at once, 2 bases and 1 drone control center. This is not a small loss. Their logistics are disrupted. Their drone control system is paralyzed. Second, from the ground perspective, Russia successfully captured Novoye Pole. Their control zone now extends north of Kommunarovka, and most importantly, control of Novoye Pole opens the door for the next move. From Novoye Pole, Russian forces can advance toward the border between Zaporizhzhia and Dnipropetrovsk. Why does this matter? Because the Dnipropetrovsk region has so far been relatively safe from ground attacks. If Russia manages to break through there, Ukraine will face a threat on a completely new front line. Worse than that, with pressure on 2 sides, Ukraine may be forced to divide their forces. And in war, dividing your forces means weakening your defenses at every point. This is what strategic maneuvering looks like. Not just about capturing territory, but also about creating the conditions for future victory.